15 mind-blowing things about Antarctica. What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing fantastic, as we're back with another fantastic video made just for you guys. Before we start on today's topic, I'd like to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel, as it really helps us grow and continue making this content for you to enjoy. And while you're down there subscribing, be sure to hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe button as well. That way you'll automatically receive a notification whenever we make a new upload, and so won't miss any future videos. Now, without any further delay, let's get into today's video. With being the last continent to be discovered, the most isolated and least inhabited place on Earth, it's no secret that Antarctica is a place of many wonders and is full of many enticing secrets, and that is the topic we'll cover in today's video. For millennia, scientists and voyagers have told stories of a strange lost land far south, but no one was ever able to reach the place. From the ancient Greek philosophers, among whom Aristotle himself realized there might be a great continent in the southern hemisphere to counter the land in the north, however these Greeks and later peoples like them had no way of proving it. It was not until the late 18th century that Europeans had developed the navigation skills and seafaring ability to explore the Antarctic region. In 1772-75, Captain Cook was sent on an expedition to the southern hemisphere. On January 17, 1773, Cook became the first person to cross the Antarctic Circle. He crossed it 3 times but failed to find the actual land. The first man to actually see the continent of Antarctica was finally an Estonian named Fabian von Bellingshausen on January 27, 1820. Since then, this mysterious place has been a source of intrigue for millions of curious minds, and so here are 15 facts about the White Continent that are sure to blow your mind. Before jumping into the list, we're wondering, if you guys could travel to a remote location like Antarctica, where would you pick and why? Please let us know down below. 1. Although the image of Antarctica seems full of ice and wet, it actually has a surprising lack of liquid water, and that's why it's one of the driest places on Earth. With such low humidity and moisture on this portion of the continent, snow and ice cannot even accumulate, which leaves the valleys as just a dusty expanse of dirt. 2. If being dry wasn't enough, Antarctica is also, on average, the windiest place on Earth. Scientists exploring this massive continent have reported wind speeds that can easily go up to a mind-numbing 200 miles per hour. 3. Although we never really think of it like this, the entire continental surface of Antarctica is one huge block of ice, more accurately the single biggest mass of ice in the world, which can sometimes be up to 4 miles thick. The continent on its own contains about 90% of the planet's freshwater ice and around 70% of the total fresh water on Earth. 4. You can tell just how much water is stirred down there by the fact that most scientists estimate that if only the West Antarctic ice sheet were to melt, it would raise global sea levels by a whopping 16 feet. 5. Unlike the rest of the continent, which is ice over solid land, the Ross Ice Shelf is a floating tongue made of just ice that extends off the continent's main landmass, comprising of more than 510,000 square kilometers, and is the largest freestanding ice shelf that has ever been discovered. 6. Although it seems flat in our heads, Antarctica is actually home to one of the world's biggest mountain ranges, the Gamburtsev Mountains, which stretch out over 1,200 kilometers. The highest peaks are estimated to be around 2,800 meters, or about 1/3 the size of Earth's tallest mountain, Mount Everest. 7. The lands hidden beneath the ice aren't limited to just mountains either. There's also Lake Vostok, a freshwater lake buried beneath 4 kilometers of frozen water. This lake is about the size of Lake Ontario and is not alone, instead more than 200 different bodies of water that has been discovered beneath the ice. 8. While the Grand Canyon is largely considered to be the planet's biggest natural rift, researchers have actually discovered another trench on Antarctica that could rival this great natural pride of America. This as of yet unnamed canyon was found during a 2010 expedition and extends 100 kilometers, is more than 9 kilometers wide and reaches depths of more than 1,6 kilometers. Scientists have said that it could be even larger, but further exploration is required to learn the true boundaries of this massive hidden canyon. 9. The image of a volcano is tropical and hot, and yet Antarctica is home to Mount Erebus, the southernmost active volcano in the world, as well as the only known lava lakes, which have held liquid magma for millions of years despite the continent's continuously cold conditions. 10. Despite human activity being limited, there are still over 30 different countries that operate 80 research stations situated in and around the continent. The human inhabitants who occupy these facilities number around 4,000 during the summer months and only 1,000 during the long, lightless harsh winters. 11. Despite such social shortcomings and harsh environmental nature, Antarctica has been the birthplace of a few. In January of 1979, Emil Marco Palma became the first human ever to be born on Antarctica. Since this remarkable feat, only 10 other people have ever been born on the continent. 12. Because of the Earth's tilt, which also causes the seasons, the sun does not rise in Antarctica from the vernal equinox to the autumnal equinox, which means the continent remains in a perpetual night throughout the entire winter season. 13. And similarly, during the summer months the sun does not set in Antarctica, and so it is a long day for the entire season, which means it actually receives more sunlight than the equator during that time frame, albeit much weaker. 14. Another side effect of being made of breakable ice is that the continent cabs sometimes break off into chunks as large as entire states. For example, in March of 2000, an ice chunk broke off the Ross Ice Shelf that was 270 kilometers long and 40 kilometers wide, or roughly the size of the entire state of Connecticut. 15. There is actually a hidden lake deep in Antarctica which is so salty that it cannot freeze, even in temperatures as low as negative 15 degrees Celsius, and so remains in a liquid state surrounded by all that ice. Now to wrap up the video, and for that I'd like to ask you guys, what was your favorite fact in today's video? Please drop a comment telling us so we can know.